Hi everyone. So the standard for our House Kids ministry and the environment that we're cultivating in the rooms is heaven. Once we've reached the environment and the culture of heaven, we're good. We don't have any more work to do. But until that point, we're just going to keep running. And one of the things they do so well in heaven is celebrate people. I mean, when someone even just gives their heart to Jesus, comes in the kingdom of God, it's not like, oh, we got one more, or oh, when did you get here? But they are celebrated with a party. It's just a lavish of love. And when we see the father in the prodigal son greet his son, he is running over to him and embracing him and throwing him a party. And it is so important to delight in people. And they're so valuable that Jesus laid down his life for them. And to do that just constantly. And so one of the most important things that we do at the beginning of our classes is greeting kids and parents and families. Just because it sets the atmosphere, it sets the mood and the culture is this is a time of family and of love, and you are valued and you are celebrated. We noticed when you walked in the room and our joy level just went up because you are here. And it is huge how much love that speaks. So make sure that when we're in the rooms and the kids are coming in, that there's one person at the door when a lot of the kids are coming in, just even giving a high five or a hug. It's good to just so that the kids know that they can choose, you know. I usually just go high five, but they go in for a hug. They just get a big old bear hug. And then when all the kids, when there's not a ton of kids coming in, that the greeter would still be aware, I need to know what's going on at the door, be checking in. If there's a child coming in, either go over or at the very least, just to be excited that they just walked in the room and greeting them. Kate is so good at this, and it makes such a big difference in our home life. When I come home from work, as soon as I come in the door, she goes, Daddy's home! And then Tally runs over, boo boo! And then Jackson's crawling over to me. And just as the standard that this is an amazing time. I've come home. We're going to just pour into family. There's just just such an atmosphere of love happening. And we usually go straight into fun stuff instead of, oh, want to hear about how hard my day was? Like, no, that's just not a good way to start out the night. And so it's just setting the tone and the mood right and aligning with heaven. I also love what John Wimber, I was watching some of his videos, and he was saying to ask, how are you? Not just as a greeting, but as a question, like an honest question. How are you doing? And then to be listening if the kids or the parents are just honest and saying that it was a hard week or that they're a bit tired or something, and seeing those as opportunities to pray for people, to see the kingdom of heaven come and touch their lives, and pray right then and there. And we're going to see amazing things happen even before anything's really started, just as people are being greeted. And then the last time that I was greeting, I thought it was really amazing because one of the boys didn't jump into things right away. So I just went over and started asking questions about sports first, something very safe, and then we started to get into school. We started to get into his home life. I found out that his parents were divorced and talking a little bit about what can be hard about that, which other church he goes to, and just getting to know who he really is. And we have such a greater connection and a bond now, and an open door. I can't wait for the next time I see him and just to see how I can pour into him, just in love and hope, and how I can pray for him, because we're starting a really deep, awesome relationship and connection just because I greeted him and because I just sought him out and pursued him. Yeah, it's awesome. So make sure that there is someone in the room who is holding the responsibility of greeting and of making people feel loved and welcome. And this is especially important with babies and infants, just because there's such a high trust in parents holding over their infants. They're completely dependent, can't talk, they can't really tell their parents how the night went, and just that their parents would feel safe handing the baby over. And if we're doing our jobs right, and we're seeing this harvest come in, we're going to be having people come to church who've never been to a church before, and might be just experiencing everything for new times. So really intrigued and slightly hesitant, and just questions going through their mind. I love hearing people's testimonies about the first time they come to church. It's just really funny to hear all the things going through their mind. So just to be aware of that, and just to be able to set the atmosphere of peace and of joy, and letting their parents know you can go in and you can just worship God and not have to worry at all. And then even for the infants, for every child, but even the infants are going to pick up on those smiles. There are awesome teachings that I've heard where the joy part of the brain is developed by the child looking at the caregivers, and their delight over their children actually teaches them joy. And so the infants are picking up on your joy, your love, your peace, and the atmospheres they're creating. So we're going to run to setting a culture and atmosphere of heaven in our rooms. And as we do that during the worship time, during the lesson time, it's just you'll see the kids be able to enter in so much quicker and fully and deeper with God. It's going to be awesome. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.